Alright, so here's another quick tip. This one is so obvious that many of you have already figured this out. So if you're like me, you have a small blasting cabinet and use it quite a bit. Problem is, the first few times you used it, you're like, wow, this is great. And then you realize, I can't see anything anymore. My glass, my plexiglass was getting, well, sandblasted. So this is what I do. This actual piece of plexiglass has been in my blasting cabinet now for, I don't know, maybe 3 years. But here is how I keep it fresh and new. It's really simple. Saran wrap. If you can undo it. Don't let your children use your saran wrap because then it never gets put away right. Just tear off a piece. Yeah, length is not so important. But what is important is that you get it more or less centered. Make it nice and flat. Now pick one side where it's going to be flat. Sort of center it top to bottom, of course. Or more or less. And wrap one side around. That's important because you want to stretch it so it's as close to optically clear as you can get. Sometimes this takes a little back and forth just to get it to stick. Okay, that's pretty good. Now it's not centered top to bottom in my case, and that's because I found that I look through the bottom of it more than the top. And then all you do is you take some packing tape. You don't want too much packing tape on the plexiglass because then it becomes a hassle to switch it later. As you put it on, you stretch the saran wrap out a little bit. Same thing on the bottom. And you can take scissors and cut off the edges if you want. But what you end up with is a very optically transparent piece that's easy to swap out and cheap and everything else. You don't have to cut any more plexiglass. I basically got tired of cutting plexiglass. If you're really motivated, you can try using packing tape across the board, but I find it tends to leave bubbles. So this gives you a nice working window. Let's be honest, the edges you don't really use anyway. So that's it. Super quick tip. You can trim these edges off if you'd like. There you go. Subscribe.